Endurance Coach Sokol here.
I'm Coach Brian.
We're here to talk to you about specialty group and small group training at the FUELhouse gym.
So one of the things that we are very passionate about at FUELhouse is these specialty groups or strong camps that we put on quarterly, as often as possible really, to really dial in certain skills or goals that are a little more specific than what we can access in general group training.
Right. And one of the reasons that I personally love small groups, because you're getting a group of people together that are on the same mission, like attacking the same goal. As beneficial as general fitness is, I think diving deeper into these small group things and having a specific goal in mind and having the camaraderie of the team, of the small group that are there in every class together versus a general fitness class, it just brings like a more personable, more cohesive type of program.
Right. So today we're going to introduce our upcoming Hardstyle Human Camp, and this is going to be geared around if you were training for a Strong First Kettlebell Level 1 certification. Now, this is not for individuals that are going for the cert specifically. You can go into this just looking to sharpen your skills as a kettlebell practitioner. You could also be training for your certification, but there's a lot of details here. We're going to go over those.
And for that matter, you can just be a coach in the general area, and maybe you're new to kettlebells and you want to get better at coaching the swing, at the get up, at cleans, at presses, and all that stuff, right? So it truly is for anybody.
Right. So generally with our group classes here, we're focusing on things like good technique, good safety, and lots of different aspects to just be very well-rounded in multiple implements. Now we're really going to dive into the kettlebell specifics that would get you ready for something like your certification. But overall, if you are ready for your certification, whether or not you're going for it, you're going to be a well-rounded, very strong, durable human.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's like Brian says, when you are preparing for a kettlebell cert, if you are doing what's required to hit the standards of that cert, it's going to carry over into everyday life, whether you are looking to get a certification or not. And someone asked, well, yeah, who's this for? We've covered that. The general population, coaches, anybody like that. How would that benefit people? Just becoming a better human being, helping you take that investment you've made into getting that certification and giving you a better opportunity to actually qualify at that cert. Only about 35% of the people pass over the weekend, and those 35% are typically ones that have done these small group things or have really focused their training prior to the event.
Now with a small success rate like that, let's say that you weren't quite ready in advance, would you have time to pass the cert after if it didn't happen that weekend?
That's right, and that's kind of the beautiful thing about Strong First. It is such a hard weekend, and the skills are really hard. It sounds simple, do 10 and 10 swings, but it's 10 and 10 perfect swings within the standards, right? So it's not as easy as it looks on paper, and if you go into this thing unprepared, you are more than likely going to get crushed and not have a very good experience. If you go into it prepared, you're going to be able to listen, absorb, and take things in, but let's say you miss one or two of the things. The beauty of it is they know how hard it is, that they'll give you like 3 months to continue your skill training and have you keep fighting to get that cert. And some of the best instructors I know out there didn't pass on their first attempt, right? And it made them better having to dig deeper to go get that, right? Things that don't come easy are often way more rewarding.
So you might say another way that this would benefit you is up here, mentally, not just physically.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And the nice thing is, if you want to get better at anything in life, swings and get-ups will get you there. So you start adding cleans and presses and all these snatches. It's really going to help. It's going to help mentally, physically, your work ethic, all that type of stuff. What can they expect from like us as coaches? What are we going to give them in this type of thing?
Well, you're going to have access to your own custom True Coach account, and in there you're going to have access to the program every week. We're going to be meeting twice a week. You're going to have a little bit of homework that you can come in and do that during open gym hours here at FUELhouse. If you have bells at home, you'll still be able to do them at home because of that True Coach access, whether it's on a desktop or your phone. And we're going to break down certain skills every session. We're not going to bundle everything into one, maybe occasionally, but mostly dialing in really, really deep technique work so that you are getting more and more efficient at your skills without always having to give it your maximum effort. You know, building those skills slowly so that you can sustain that for a much longer time than just a couple weeks.
And another beautiful thing with that True Coach app, let's say you're someone in California, you have been working your skills and all that stuff, you really don't have any idea how to program it for success. You can actually join this at a different rate where you are just getting the True Coach app, where you can actually upload some videos and we can help you via that, even though you cannot be in the building. So that's a major bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that you can be expecting from your coaches is guidance. You know, there is a lot of more time that we can break down, answer your questions, help you pick the right time for the right weights. You're still going to have access to your regular group classes. So even though we're only meeting a few times a week, you're still going to be able to get multiple sessions in throughout the week to help dive in.
To keep diving into the deeper skill practice, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. And then the value is huge, right? The value in this is huge. Not only are you getting one-on-one coaching in a small group setting, but you are also able to come into an open gym time and practice these skills on your own. Maybe you and somebody in the group can come in and meet together. If you tell your coach, if you're in a kettlebell class and I'm coaching, you say, hey man, I am in this Strong First prep group. Is that all right if I kind of sub out some of these movements in class and kind of just focus on what I'm working on for my skills of that cert? You know, we're going to let you get away with that, right? You know, we're going to actually say that's wonderful, right? So, yeah, the value is huge. Having access to classes, having access to True Coach, having access to this guy, you know, so it really is a no-brainer if you're really investing into this system. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
So when did you get started with Strong First?
Holy moly. I got started before Strong First was even Strong First. It was called the Russian Kettlebell Challenge back in the day. And back then, when I started, it was just transitioning into like, let's turn these people into like kettlebell coaches. A couple years prior to that, it's like, let's get a bunch of people that think they're tough and see if they can survive a weekend with kettlebells, right? And they figure this business model may not last long enough, right? Because people are just getting crushed, right? So they turned it into a professional coaches cert. And then shortly after I got my RKC in 2010, Strong First was created from a split between Pavel and John Duquesne with Dragon Door. And some of us went the Pavel Strong First, some of us stayed at the RKC, both focusing on the same stuff. But I went with the creator, man, you know, with Pavel. So yeah, I've been doing this, you know, religiously, literally, for 12-ish years, you know, and I turned 49 yesterday and I'm still feeling great. So I believe in this stuff wholeheartedly. So it's real easy for me to sit here and tell you you're going to benefit because I've seen it with multiple people, multiple backgrounds. Just get the most out of life through kettlebell training. So, and Brian, how long have you been playing these babies?
Let's see, it's been about 7 or 8 years now.
Yeah.
I got introduced to kettlebells through just online DVD. Found this guy on social media when I was using kettlebells as a hashtag. He was one of the top guys. And realized if I was getting hurt with 30 pounds and he's moving 106 pounds, making it look easy, there's got to be a technique to this. And that's when I seeked out a coach and further guidance around those technical movements. And honestly, I couldn't have thought of a better route to go. I feel stronger in all sorts of movements, inside and outside of the gym. And it's just had such a carryover. I fell so deeply in love with the process that I decided to become a coach myself. And yeah, we're just getting started.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this stuff. It's basically 6 things that we're going to be practicing, 6 moves, right? I mean, we got swings, we've got presses, we've got front squats, we've got get-ups, we've got cleans, and we've got snatches, right? And in my humblest of opinion, it doesn't matter if you're trying to break a world record in kettlebells. It doesn't matter if you're trying to get certed. If you practice these 6 skills and you get proficient in them, like really proficient, it's going to make your life outside of the gym even better, right? And I don't train to be the best guy in the gym, you know. I mean, it's neat to have the heaviest get up in the gym or whatever, but that's not important at all to me. It's the best part is how I feel when I walk out the door, you know. And I think that's what kettlebells does for you, and that's why this program is so awesome and for everybody, right? Because it doesn't matter if you're into kayaking, if you're into biking, you know, if you're into yoga, whatever the thing is. If you don't want to get a cert, who cares, right? This stuff is going to make you better at all the other stuff, right? And it's yeah, and it really is a low buy-in for such a high quality of life improver, you know.
Amen.
Yeah.